Hello everyone, and welcome to this short practice. We're going to be seated in a chair and we're going to be using a resistance band. If you don't have a resistance band, no worries. You can use a regular yoga strap or a scarf as well. The thing about a resistance band is that it adds that like little bit of tension, so you're engaging your muscles a little bit more. It just adds a little bit more feedback during your yoga practice. So grab your stuff, have a seat. Maybe you want to take a few breaths. If you haven't already, you can subscribe to this channel to get more YouTube yoga videos and tutorials. And once you've done that, take a seat, resting in your chair. You can raise our hands up towards the sky. Thinking about, is it balanced? Like I look at myself here in this video and I notice my hands are not balanced. So think about trying to balance them a little bit. Take a breath. And then maybe we want to lower our hands down to the other side. And then coming up and then lowering down to the opposite side. And then coming up and then lowering them down. So there, I wasn't actually pulling on it. I was just moving my hands, holding the strap. So I was holding the band. So it acted as like a guide for where to keep my hands. So that's the same as if you were using a yoga strap. Now, if you want, you can use your band and expand your arms a little bit as you do this. So we could lower down, raise it up and expand. And you notice that maybe you're coming behind your head a little bit. It'll be easier to come behind your head the wider your hands are to begin with. Same with using a non-stretchy strap. And again, notice your arms. So I notice I'm not balanced. So focus that. Maybe practicing in front of a mirror might be nice just to see sort of where your placement is. I don't normally do that. I don't want to do that. But it can be good to see your practice and see what your body movements look like. And then see sort of, are you doing what you're intending to do? Now, you might have noticed I just started bringing this down in front. So I'm doing a few movements where my hands are up, bringing it down in front of my chest and opening up the arms. You can do that too. If you don't have a resistance band, you can do it without. This is a lot of work in my shoulders, even without the band. So take a break anytime you need to. Wiggle it out. Yeah, definitely a little burning for me. And then we can let that go. Shake it out a little bit. Maybe we want to take this strap. We're going to put it on one foot. So I'm going to turn one foot to face the side and one foot to face the front. This is why it's good to have a chair that's not, doesn't have arms, because otherwise you can't really turn like this. So I'm going to take my, what am I talking about? My resistance band, put it underneath my foot, one foot, the foot that's out to the side, the other one's out front of my body. I'm going to look over that leg that's out to the side. So I'm sitting on a little bit of an angle. And then I take this in the leftover strap into my opposite hand of the foot that's to the side. So this is my left leg, this is my right hand. And I'm going to take the strap in my hand, in between my thumb and my index finger, and hold it there. And you can choose how far away from the foot you want to hold it. The closer you hold it, the more resistance you're going to get here. We're going to raise our hand up and then back down towards that leg. So we're almost opening and twisting. So again, you can do this with a regular strap if you have a long strap. You can do it without a strap. You can bring your hand down and then open. So we're doing that twist and then opening up of the chest. Resistance band or no resistance band. Noticing how this feels. And then we'll take a second. We can take the strap into the same hand as leg, and we'll come into our warrior two arms. So that's raising our hands up at shoulder level. That front hand is going to be harder to hold up because you're holding up the strap or the rib band. If you don't have a band, don't worry about it. We can do our warrior two arms. Take a breath. And then we're going to lower this arm down, and we're going to see what it's like to try and raise this arm up overhead. If you don't make it all the way, don't worry. You can have your hand here or here or here. You're just going to try and raise it up. We're leaning back towards that back arm, looking up, and then lowering it down. We're going to switch the strap into the opposite hand, then take our forearm, lowering it down to the leg that's out to the side, and raise the opposite arm up. Breathing here, and then lowering that down. And then we're going to let that go. Take a second. We'll move to the other side. So that was a warrior variation, like a warrior flow from warrior 2, reverse warrior, and then extended side angle. And so you can do that standing or in a chair with a resistance band, and that adds some extra load to your practice. Meaning some, just like a little extra challenge or a little extra way for your muscles to engage and for you to feel what's happening inside your body. So we'll put that foot back onto the resistance band, and then from here, maybe we want to raise our hand up and out a couple times. So we're doing that twist and open. And again, you can do this without the strap or the band. And then we can lower that arm down. Take a second. We're going to bring that strap into the same hand as the leg that's to the side, right? So we have one leg to the side, one leg to the front. Our strap is in the same hand, and we come on to that warrior 2. So we're raising our hands up into that warrior 2 pose. Taking a breath here. And then maybe we want to flip this palm that's holding the band, lowering that hand down, raising it up towards our head again, above our head. So again, it can be lower, wherever works for your body. And we're leaning towards that back hand, looking up, and then coming down slowly, coming back to that warrior 2. And we'll come into that side angle. So again, we're switching the hand up in the band, lowering that forearm down to the leg, and raising the other arm up towards the sky. Looking up, breathing. And then we can lower that down. You can come back. We'll come back to center. Maybe shake it out a little bit. We can think about taking the strap into 2 hands, raising them above the head. Maybe your hands are a little bit closer together. And again, you can do this without the strap. You can just hold your hands up here. And we're going to hinge forward and coming into a forward fold. But as we fold down to the ground, we're going to spread our arms apart further. So I'm going to sit back a little bit so you can see me a little bit better. I'm also going to sit on the edge of the chair and keep my feet really, really wide because I have a belly. So I want to leave room for my belly when I fold. Raise my hands up. My hands are pretty close together. And as I hinge forward, I open up my arms as they get towards the ground. And then I bring them back up and bring them in. So we'll do that a couple of times. And I'll show it without the band. Whew, that's an intense one. Hands up. As we come down, we widen them. And then we bring them back up. And we widen them. And then we come back. So make sure you practice a couple or a few, however many you want. And then we'll do one more thing. We're going to take our foot into a strap. Stretch it out in front of us. Wiggle our toes in front. Wiggle our heels out, toes, heel, pointing and flexing. Maybe you want to jiggle it here, moving it up and down, moving it from the left to the right. Seeing how this feels in this resistance band. You can also do that with a regular strap or with nothing. Pointing, flexing on the other foot. Maybe wiggling it, kicking it up and down, seeing how that feels, out to the side. And then do any other movements you want to do with this here. One last thing, you could do whatever you want. I'm going to put it down. We'll take a second, we'll take a breath. Notice how you feel in your body. Did you enjoy using that extra resistance for your practice? If so, maybe you want to try it again and follow along again for more videos on yoga for bigger bodies. Thank you.